Hi, welcome to this small demo where I will show you the differences between making a policy in the Flex client and making a storage policy in the HTML5 client. If we want to create a policy in the Flex client, we should click on the Storage Policy tab, Create Storage Policies. We would give it a name, FTT1 in rate 1. That FTT1 means I would like to tolerate one failure and I would like to store it in a methodology which we know as rate 1, making a complete copy. Now, next. We click a couple of times through next until we land to the rule sets. And then we choose our storage type, VSAN. With VSAN, we just see the different options here, and there are advanced and basic options. And if we look, for example, to the most basic options, that's the primary, secondary levels of failure to tolerate, if we would have a stretch cluster or not. So let's choose the primary level of failure to tolerate, which in this case is 1. And I would also need a methodology how I want to comply with the ruling. So the methodology here would be rate 1 in mirror. You could also choose rate 5 or 6, but for the sake of the demo, let's use rate 1. We have the different compatible storages. In this case, we only have one. Next, and finish. Now, this is how you create a policy in the Flex client. You should understand all the different options. You should know where you need to look, and you should understand what FTT of 1 in rate 1 means. Now, I will just delete this one, and I will recreate exactly the same policy for the sake of the demo. Now, this is the new HTML5 client, and we didn't just port our current used methodologies to the HTML5. No, we really looked into how we could streamline the process. Now, VM storage policies is still the same. We should create a new policy. Looks familiar. Here as well, we just give it a name, an FTT of 1 in rate 1. And this is one failure in rate 1, which is the same. Perhaps we go to the policy structure. We just can click enable VSAN rules. We get a third tab here, next. And this is where the new methodology or thinking is really visible. So for example, if we would create a policy including something in a stretch cluster or including rules for a stretch cluster, we could basically get it up here in a very understandable language, which was previously a little bit difficult. So dual side mirroring is I want to mirror between the sites, keep the data on the preferred site. That's, I think, self-explanatory, and keep data on the non-preferred site. Now, what we want to create is one failure in rate 1. And we don't need to choose for methodologies anymore. We just see here in the drop-down menu how many failures and the methodology, how we want to get there. So at rate 1, one failure in rate 5, erasure coding, 2 failures, rate 1, 2 failures, rate 6, 3 failures, rate 1. Now for the sake of a demo, we'll just choose one failure and rate 1. And all the different other options, the more advanced options, are now in a second tab where we see all the different other options. For example, how many disk drives do I want per object, or how do I set an IO limit or TIM provisioning or whatever. You can just pick and choose here, and you can just lay it down in a policy. Now, if we just click next, we see the VSAN data store, next, and finish. This is the way we should create it in the HTML5 client, which in my opinion is a little bit different, but it feels more natural. So which is for me a better way forward. So hope you enjoyed the demo. Thank you very much. Bye.